you ready for phase 1?
Hi guys, Blake from the Football Boots team. Today I've taken the laces out and going to replace them with these laces. These are the ultimate lacing hacks you can do to your football boots. So an awesome secret lacing hack you can do with Mercurial Superfly 360 is adding flywire cables using laces. We'll reveal it at the end of the video. This lacing hack is all about people that have wide feet. This is the Superfly 360 or the Superfly 6, and today we're doing the wide foot lacing hack. So this wide foot lacing hack, it can also be done on such as the Medusa Obra 2, the Hybrid Phantom 3DF and the Predator 18.1 from Adidas, but today we're doing it on the Mercurial Superfly 360. So I've laced the boot up on 3 separate eyelets. I've left the bottom 3 eyelets completely blank because people that have wide feet tend to have really wide feet around this region, and the Superfly 360 is one of the narrowest boots on the market, but with the new system, with the new Nike Skin system, they're going to be great for wide feet, and with this lacing technique it's going to be very good as well. All you need to do is wrap the laces around the bottom, tie them up. So the end result, you see a lace going around the side. It's all to do with people that have wide feet. If you've got narrow feet, it's not going to work for you, and it works especially well on Flyknit models. This lacing hack is all about lockdown. It's a very unique one. It's called E-laces. Now they've most often been used on runners and training shoes. But what it is, it's you take out your standard pair of laces. This is the UX Securo, and I'll put in these E-laces, which are pretty much elasticated strips. Let's do it now. So what is E-lace? E-lace means elasticated lace. All it is very stretchy laces, and they can glide into your UX Securo or any foot boot which has laces. And what about this top bit? You guys must be thinking, what am I going to do with this top bit? All you need to do when you lace them up, and it only works on silos where you can tuck them in. So you tuck them in on the side here. So you sort of tuck them in like that, and then you're away. So this is where I test the lacing hacks out. On my right foot, I've got that high foot system from the Superfly 360, and on my left foot, I've got the E-laces on the UX Securo. Just walking now, they actually feel like they are working. On the left foot, the E-laces system, the elasticated laces, they really lock down the shoe. On the UX Securo, I imagine this will work very well on the Superfly. As to the high foot lacing technique, it works very well. I have really excessively wide feet here, so I've taken the laces out where my feet are the widest, and I've moved the laces up, as you can see there. I've tied the laces around the sole plate, that split sole plate system. It works very well. So I'm giving it a tick for both the E-laces and the high foot Superfly lacing system. Now, one of my favorite boots of all time, especially in 2017, was the Nike Mercurial Flyknit Ultra. I've done my lacing hack. It's called the Sawtooth. Let's go now. Now, this lacing hack is called the Sawtooth. Now, why is it called the Sawtooth? Because it has offset laces, as you can see there. The lacing technique starts here. It doesn't start here where you usually have it. It starts here, and all you do is offset the laces. You get a slightly different lockdown to your standard lacing system, and I think it works really well on your left foot. You do the opposite side on your right foot if you were to do so. Let's go. So as you can see now, the 2 points where it's offset is this bit here and this bit up here. So when you tie the laces, they should still be roughly the same length. So what we see here is that the standard lacing system goes crisscross over the top like that, quite horizontal and quite standard. But what this does is it provides a different point of lockdown. So it provides lockdown on a specific side on this point. You could do it the other way, you could also do it this way as well on your left foot if that suits you better, but you can do it different ways on your left and your right shoe. This lacing hack is probably one you've seen on our channel before. Matt did it over a year ago on his lacing tips video, but I'm doing this on our lacing hacks video. It's all about lace lockdown. It's called the marathon runner or lace lockdown. Getting lockdown at the very top of your football boot. Great for runners and great for football boots. This lacing hack is by far the most effective. It's called the lace lock or the marathon runner. So marathon runners do it to actually lock down their ankle and foot into the shoe very, very tightly. So there's no slippage inside the boots. And all it is that most boots don't actually have this extra eyelet here at the very, very top of your solo. But some do, like this Myrosauro F50 at a 0. So all you do here, you don't do the standard system, you get the tom point here and you re-loop it back in. So you can see that loop there. It's re-loop back in and you pull it like that. And you do it the same on the other side. So as you can see here, we've got 2 loops and we push through. Once we've tied them in, once we've got the boot on, you tie them through and there you have it. At this point here, you have the best lockdown you've ever seen in a football boot. At this point here, the midfoot will be a standard lacing system, but this will be here, a very, very tight wrap around your ankle, locking your foot down perfectly. This lacing hack is one of my favorite. Why? Because it's one of the simplest. All you do is replacing laces. Now coming with the regular V1 are a standard pair of laces. They're actually quite thick. So you take them out and you replace them with tapered laces. Now tapered laces are actually thin laces. You get them on the Superfly 360 and the Vapor 360. All you do is take that pair out and put them back in. The green laces are the tapered laces and the white laces are the original thick laces you got in the standard regular V1. So I've taken the thick laces out. As you can see there, there's a big difference in terms of the thickness and the width of the 2 laces. So one of the things I noticed straight away is that it's much easier to lace the boot up when the laces are actually thinner. I can see why Nike add the very nice tapered laces to the Mercurial 360. It's because the eyelets are very numerous and it's much easier to lace these boots up with thinner laces than the standard thick pair. Now we can't be doing a lacing hacks video without featuring this solo. This is the Future 18.1 and coming with this boot you get 5 options in terms of the lacing techniques you can do with this solo. Why? Because it has that net fit system. I've done a variation of the Speedster, so the laces are acting like fly-away cables. Let's go. So what we did here was tie the laces to the base of the net fit system. Unfortunately, it doesn't run to the sole plate like what you see on the Superfly 5 or the Hyper Phantom 3, but all you do now is tie the laces and you're done. So all you can see here is a Speedster. This is all about getting external flywire. It should make you faster. It should lock down your midfoot much better than the standard system. Now this next lacing hack is for people that have really high feet. I'm someone with really high feet and wide feet. You could also call it the Lingard. We've done it before on our channel. This is the one we did before on the channel with Jesse Lingard. It's all about tying the laces at the very base of the shoe and potentially cutting that top bit. But today we're going to do it on the Superfly 360. So all you do here is you wrap the laces around the base of the sole plate and tie them up like that. And all it does here is it puts a lot of lockdown in that midfoot region. But as soon as you get higher, all the pressure is gone. We'll just do the same technique on the Superfly now. When you're at this point, you tie the laces up. They'll be slightly longer. Potentially you can cut the laces to make them a bit shorter. Something I wouldn't recommend doing is actually getting a pair of scissors and cutting down the Dermafit collar. We are prone to cutting boots on our channel, but definitely don't do this if you want your boots to last. So in terms of lockdown, lockdown in the midfoot is very tight. But as we said before, the lockdown, especially in this region, up above the ankle on the top of the foot, is actually very nice. I'm someone with very high feet, so it probably will work well for me. If you have narrow standard feet, it probably won't work as well. Now this next lacing hack is about keeping your laces and boots very seamless. I've got the Nike Premier, the Mizuno Murata Neo and the X17.1. There are 3 variations you can do with this. Let's go. It's all about hiding the laces to provide a very clean and uniform striking region. So on the Premier, this is the Rainbow Custom Premier we had. It's a custom on our channel. You can check that video out if you haven't seen it already. But you tie a lacing system. So as you can see there, you can't actually see that there's actual bobbit boot, but it's only tucked in on the side. That is the first tip for this one. This variation only works if your boot has a proper tongue. So all you do is You tie the laces, but when you pull it tight, you lock it under. It might be a bit tight on the top of your foot there, and it might hurt a little, but it definitely gets rid of that bubble you have when you tie the standard system. But what can you do with this? You simply tie the lace knot at the back of the boot. Because it has that little flick on the heel there, on that tapered collar, you can actually do this quite effectively. And I'm almost prone to doing this one over the two here, but this works very, very well, creating a very, very nice clean and uniform striking region. There's absolutely no bubble here whatsoever. All you need to do is tie the lace at the back of the Achilles. So now two completely different lacing hacks on my feet. On my right foot, as you can see, this is the X17.1, but where is that bubble? You can't even see it. Where have I tied the laces? It's around the back, that's why. As you can see, the tapered collar has that flap there, so it will just sit nicely in that sort of crevasse behind your Achilles there. I actually think that works really, really well. And on my left foot, as you can see there, this my Rosario F50-0 was one that had those extra eyelets, and I've done that marathon runner lace lockdown technique, and it's very, very tight around this region. This boot definitely ain't falling off my feet. So this lacing hack on the Puma Future 18.1 is called Goal Machine. It's pretty much what you saw on the T90 Laser. It's creating a very, very nice off-center lacing system. I'll just finish it off now. So again, makes sense that I've got both the lacing hacks of the Future 18.1 on my feet. On my right foot, I've got the Goal Machine. It pretty much looks like a Total 90 Laser from the POV view. On my left foot, I've got the Speedster system. Now this lacing hack was something I noticed straight away. It's pretty much external flywire, and something I would definitely recommend if you have the Future 18.1. But as to the Goal Machine lacing hack, the lockdown is much, much looser. But what you get is a much larger and cleaner striking surface, not by much though. The one on the right is more of a gimmicky lacing hack. The one on the left definitely works on the Future 18.1. Now, one of my favorite lacing hacks in this video is one that has nothing to do with performance. Again, we've got the Flyknit Ultra, and this is the straight bar technique. Now, this lacing hack is more for aesthetics. You see it in a lot of skate shoes and a lot of trainers. People do the straight bar technique. So let's go. So as you can see there, the first one is pretty much a standard system, but you skip an eyelet as you go across. So this one here, skip the eyelet and you go across. So it makes sense to put both the Mercurial Flyknit Ultras on my feet. On my right foot, it's that straight bar technique. It's really all for design and aesthetics. If you've got wide feet, you could potentially do this if you wanted to have a nice sort of looking lacing system. On my left one is that sawtooth design, and I really feel the lockdown on this side of the foot. On this side, around this point here, I couldn't get that same lockdown when pulling the laces. So this technique works really well just on one side, but if you want a really, really good lockdown, I'd go with the standard lacing system, but they both look insane. Just look at them. Orange laces and a black and ice Mercurial Flyknit Ultra, insane. And of course, it wouldn't be a hacks video if we didn't do something completely ridiculous. Now this next lacing hack is on the regular V1 white version, and it's called the reversage. Now if you're that type of player that just does not care how your lacing technique works, do this technique. This is probably the most ridiculous technique, but we thought we might add it anyway. But this is the joke. It was probably the hardest boot to put on because the tightness starts from here. I couldn't loosen it up. This is pretty much a joke. Imagine juggling the ball with this bubble. It's not going to work at all. But I'm just letting you know that you can actually lace a football boot the other way. The reversage is a nice technique, but it's completely useless. Whereas the thin tapered laces is something I definitely recommend in your football boots. So this is it. You've been waiting the whole video to see this. Adding flywire cables to the Mercurial Superfly 360. Why? Because it has no cables. The Superfly 5 had flywire, but the Superfly 360 has no flywire. And here we have it. This is using laces. We've added flywire using laces to the Superfly 360. Pretty much you tie the laces around the studs on both sides of the boot and you get a very, very nice lockdown in this silo. That pretty much wraps up our lacing hacks video. Which one was your favorite? Put it in the comment section below. I had 3 favorites. One was the wide foot lacing hack, seen on the Mercurial 360. I also like the shark tooth design seen on the Ultra, as well as that on the Urix Sakura. I love the E-lace elasticated laces system. Put it in the comment section below your favorite hack, and as well as that, vote in the poll card now. I'll give you my top 5. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, we'll see you next time.